Welcome to my gun shop, guys. This is Kris from Backcountry Outdoors and Cantrell Outdoors. So today we're going to show you how to turn an MDT chassis, a benchmark barrel blank, a Timney trigger, and a Leupold scope, an American Rifle Co. action, into one of the best long-range rifles that money could buy. So we're going to turn this into this. Follow along. It's going to be a hoot. Okay, so to start this out, we've already chucked the barrel up. We've dialed it in. That takes quite some time to get everything perfect on the inboard and outboard side. So what we're going to do now is we're on the muzzle side. So we're going to part the barrel off. This is a benchmark barrel, so that depending on what blank you use will dictate how much material you cut off. We are going to be running cans on these and muzzle brakes, so we will part it off, we'll cut the tenon down, and we're going to cut it for a 5/8/24 muzzle brake. So let me show you how to do that. Yeah. Okay, all we did was part off the end of the barrel. So now that we have it cut about 10 thou long, because we'll bring that back when we put a target crown on it. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn that tenon down into our final OD, and then we're going to change bits, and then we're going to thread it. Again, it's going to be a 5/8/24 for 30 cal. So let's do it. Get that ready to go, and we will turn this down. Okay, so let's swap this out. Change our tooling out here for a freshly sharpened threading tool, which I did off camera. So sharpen that every single time. Okay, so we've got our thread pitch set to 24 threads per inch. We're getting set up here. We have all of our dials set to 0. We have our dial indicator here because we don't have a DRO because we're old school. And now we're going to start cutting our threads for our muzzle brake / silencer. All right. We got our dial indicator set. So we just cut the muzzle end. We cut a tenon on there for a muzzle brake or a suppressor. That was the easy side of things. So now what we're going to do is we're going to spin the barrel around. Luckily it's a 24-inch finished barrel, so we have plenty of length where we don't have to put any extensions or anything. So we're going to spin it around, and then we're going to start cutting the tenon, thread it, and get ready to chamber it for a 300 PRC. All right, we got our benchmark barrel chucked up here. We're going to start cutting the tenon before we get into chambering it. And we went from our thousandths gauge to our 1/10,000. So what we're doing is putting an indicator rod in the bore, and we're just getting everything lined up as close as we can. And when you're measuring things in 1/10,000ths of an inch, you can breathe on it and make it move. So we're getting these things dialed. And so now I'm getting the dial indicator set up for cutting the tenon. So I think this is a inch 200 to inch 250, and we have to cut it down to an inch in 62 thou, I believe. So we'll spin it down. These American Rifle Co. Coup de Grace actions are different than like your standard Remington 700 that has like a 16 threads per inch. These are 20 threads per inch. And then also their tenon length is shorter. Their tenon length is I believe 675 thou. So we'll get all this set up, get them cut down, and get ready to thread the tenon. But we got, like I said, we got to turn the OD down first. So dial indicator set to 0, and then I'll work the tooling into the material. That way I know how far I need to cut back. We're going hot, Doug. Okay, we got our tenon cut. We are 670 thou in length. We are an inch 62 thou in OD, and we just cleaned up our shoulder as well. So we have a nice flat shoulder for that American Rifle Co. Coup de Grace lightweight action to butt up against. And now we're going to get ready to start threading. Perfect. Okay, you know what that means. Chamber time. What I'm doing here is I got a Bald Eagle reamer holder, and then I have a PTG Live Pilot reamer it's a finish reamer for a 300 PRC, and then I even have I believe that's Dave Kiff's little micrometer on the bottom there. And the idea is we're gonna put this into the metal and make it the shape of a cartridge, like a wizard. Well, we are all set up with our tailstock. We have our coolant flowing. We have our finish reamer ready to roll. We have our depth set, and we're gonna start chambering this custom rifle for Doug Joyce of Backcountry Outdoors. Okay, we're just about done chambering here. So what we've done is we're test fitting the action onto the barrel, and then we have some no-go gauges. And so these are in 300 PRC, so we will try our go first. And what you do is just slap in the chamber and see if your bolt closes. So that's a good sign that we know it's deep enough. Now, the no gauge, is a couple thou longer. So the idea is you don't want too much chamber depth, otherwise, you know, blow your gun up. That'd be terrible. So we'll put the no-go, and then the bolt handle should not close all the way on the action now. So that's what we're looking for, that it will not close. It's ready to go. All right, well, we have our American Rifle Co. Coup de Grace, our lightweight version, and we just finished cutting our barrel, and we have it chalked up here in the barrel vise. And now what we're going to do, we're going to take our bolt out. We're going to take the American Rifle Co. action wrench we have here. I'll feed that in there also gently. Make sure she's lined up. Put the little safety retainer in there so we don't mar up one of these very, very nice actions. So come on over to the tight little corner we got. So we're just going to very carefully thread this on. Again, it's already been chambered, headspace. We know we are good to go there. The nice thing about these actions versus like some of the old Remington 700s is the integrated recoil lug, so you don't have to line anything up. You don't have to worry about pins breaking, none of that nonsense. Recoil lugs breaking, which has happened in the past on some custom actions we used. They've also upgraded this action to where you don't have to take that ejector out, which is really nice, because before you had to take that out on some of the other actions on the American Rifle Co. So it makes it easier for gunsmiths like myself. All right, we have our torque wrench set appropriately for this action, and people ask me all the time. They're like, "Kris, how do you stay so jacked and tan?" And I torque barrels all the time. I'm just near torque and stuff, you know, with your knees. Oh yeah, that was my back. We still got to keep going. There we go. That's it, folks. That's the magic. Well, we got the barrel cut. We got the action torqued on. We got to do a little bit of modification on the trigger hanger to fit the specific triggers that we want to use. So we're going to be working on that next. We also have the MDT chassis that we'll be fitting these in, and then also mounting those Leupold scopes. So you guys stay tuned. Looking forward to having you back and getting these builds all buttoned up.